Oh my god.
Oh,
like
forgiven.
a kitten off screen
Yeah.
yawning. What do you expect?
He's so cute.
Should we put the kitten on camera first?
Yeah, we gotta get him.
A kitten.
No.
Oh, it's a little kitten. Oh, it's just a little kitten.
His name's Nico.
It means cat.
It's also a character in League of Legends.
It means cat because he's a little kitten.
He is a little kid.
Oh,
He's very sweet.
he's like a little typical kitten. Oh, look at you, little kitten. Trying to like center him on screen. I'm bad at it. Oh no, it's a little kitten,
Yeah.
and we're just drunk, and we don't know what to do about that.
He's like, have to get used to it.
Get me the fuck out of here. Hello, BookTube. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Rebecca.
And this is Nico. And today we're doing
The hopeful book tag.
the hopeful
I'm
book
not getting
tag.
him wine.
Spoiler alert. There's gonna be more animal pictures,
I
but there's
know.
a kitten now.
Do you feel hopeful yet? Okay,
The
so
hopeful book
the
tag.
hopeful book tag. So this was created by Rhea over at the Bookfinch, and we were actually tagged in this.
Someone actually tagged
Someone
us?
tagged us in a fucking video. Despite the fact that we haven't done a video in like a while.
We won't say how long, but
Don't worry about it.
it's
It's
2
fine.
days.
It's been 2 days.
2 days.
We were tagged by our friend Brandy over at Brandy's Books. And she's like wonderful, just like a delightful human, like in
I
every
love
way.
her.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And
There's not a
sweet.
better human.
There really isn't.
She's just a perfect
There's a
human.
better cat, but not a
You
better
know
human.
what? Brandy is like if this cat was like a human.
Aww.
It's just perfect and precious.
That's so true. Boop. The first question is to name a book you would like to escape to. A book world you would
A
like
book
to escape
world.
to. Yeah.
So I was thinking about the obvious choice.
Was it The Shire?
Okay, the Shire gets attacked and fucking decimated.
So?
It's like good later Shire?
Yeah.
Or like early Shire.
Or Early Shire.
See,
somewhere.
this is the thing. This is my thing with this question immediately. Is that fantasy worlds sound beautiful, but something always fucking happens.
I mean, that's any world,
Yeah.
right? So,
So
just
we
think of it
just-
during the golden times.
Okay.
So what was your obvious answer? That was
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Because it's just like our world.
But if you're
like,
a muggle, then like, who cares? You won't even know.
well, we could have friends. If we're in that world, we're in the wizarding world.
True.
We're not in
Okay.
this world.
So I was actually trying to think of like science fiction-y worlds for this one.
Oh.
Yes.
So, okay, my other answer
Ooh,
for this
okay.
was science fiction-y. I thought a steampunk world would be really fun.
Ooh, that would be a lot of
Because
fun.
that's like retro and cool. We could wear like crazy old timey outfits, but we'd have like clunky steam technology.
Yeah. No, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd look really cool.
I like the idea of living in the future, I guess, more than
yeah.
a fantasy world.
Yeah. I would have to be one that looked cool, because a lot of futures people make them look really clean and like.
Oh no, I'm thinking.
But
like,
I mean, I would
I'm thinking
live.
like space opera.
I would live in like Star Trek: The Enterprise D, like in a
Okay,
heartbeat.
I grabbed Grim Space as the idea.
Yeah.
Because I do remember
Like,
this being pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool. Like they passed by like a space station dock kind of place. And,
Yeah.
like, I would hang out there.
It's a little Mass Effect-y.
Yeah,
Which I like because
get that
Mass
vibe.
Effect is another world I like, or like The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet would be another good one. So yeah, my initial like gut reaction was like, oh, a world I'd like to escape to, like a big fantasy world. But then I'm like, realistically, I want to live in like a high tech, like futuristic
Like better,
world.
not like
Better.
Don't step backwards, step.
I want to step forward by
I like
like
that.
100,000 years.
See, I was thinking Star Trek, because then there's like replicators, and you can do whatever you want.
Oh, Star Trek sounds great.
There's holodecks, you could go wherever you want to.
Oh, let's live in the Star Trek world.
Star Trek would be really good.
Alright, we got it. So question 2 is a romance that left you mushy inside. Which, by the way, there's like 8 million.
There are 8 million just like good romances, but there's not many that like give me like a lasting feeling.
Okay.
And for that, I'd have to say Pride and Prejudice.
Oh,
because I watch it,
what a
like,
good
just the
answer.
movie, like,
Yeah.
I'll go back to, and sometimes I'll watch the miniseries and, like, have to start it over again. It's one of those where, like, I can't step away when I'm done. I'm not done. This is the creakiest chair. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. I felt like I could name so many books for this because I get really into, like, you know, a decent side romance in a book. And my default was to say, because I read it recently, was In Other Lands, and without even mentioning the actual romance in it, that left me super mushy. I also really like the romance in A Fire and Stars, which I was talking to you about recently. Mm-hmm. But I did grab, because I want to talk about a book that I'm not really talking about recently, so I was thinking about Empire of Sand. The romance in this is so fucking cute. It's like it's a kind of hate to love that I enjoy, because I normally don't like hate to love romances.
If it's done
Pride
a
and
certain
Prejudice
way,
is one that I like.
Yeah.
It has to be done in a
The
realistic
OG hate to love
way. Yeah, I think a lot of people like hate to love, and they really like enemies to lovers, or like they like this idea of, oh, I hate you, we're gonna have a lot of snarky dialogue with each other.
But the problem is that a lot of people do it wrong. They do it so that someone's actually a dick.
Yeah.
It has to be a misunderstood.
Yes, that is the best way.
I don't understand you, so I hate you.
Yes.
But I come to understand that there's a really deep reason that you are the way you are, and that is lovable.
That is this.
That's the key.
The two characters in this who do fall in love, they have a lot of reasons to not trust each other. And their distrust of each other, they have to, like, they're forced to spend time together. But they just they don't spend it, like, hating and saying horrible things. They just are very quiet and kind of keep their distance. And that, to me, is very realistic, right?
That's what you would do.
Yeah, and I really love that.
You wouldn't be like, fuck off, Mr. Darcy. You'd be like, well, I'm just gonna
I'm just gonna go on the other side of the room.
I'm just not gonna hang out over here.
Yeah.
Like, this is weird.
Yeah, so this is, I think it caught me off guard, and that's kind of why I wanted to talk about it. I knew a little bit about this book. Jocelyn told me to read it. So I wasn't expecting the romance to, like, give me so many feelings, and then it did. So I recommend this one for a very cute, realistic, hate-ish to love.
Very good, very good.
Yeah. The next question is a friendship we should all aspire to have. And I mean,
I was like trying to think of one, and I was like, none of them are as good as my real friendship.
aww.
That was literally what I was thinking about. I was like, I don't need to aspire because I have the best friendship.
I nailed it.
I
already
got it right this time, so I don't need to dream. But I also, like, I love a friendship in a book, but it's not what draws me in.
Yeah, it's rarely, because I think it's rarely what the author focuses on. I had felt like there was a pretty obvious one, and it's Frodo and Sam.
That's a good one.
That's
I was
a great
also,
friendship.
maybe I was just in a Jane Austen place. But
Maybe I was thinking about Lizzie and
Jane. But there's a lot of good female friendships.
Yeah.
Every good Jane Austen novel centers around a female friendship in a lot of ways.
Okay, next question. Oh, the next one is the intermission, in which I will post pictures of our delightful pets. I have 2 cats, and Sarah has a
dog.
A little pupper.
I'll give you a picture of her with her wonky eye.
Oh.
She's like cute, but right now she has a droopy eye. It's fine. She'll be okay, but sometimes she's lopsided.
And what's that syndrome called again there, Sarah?
Tragic face?
Literally, they call it tragic face.
Okay, she has Horner syndrome, but it's a side effect of her tragic. Dogs with hypothyroidism get something called tragic face.
Next is a character in a leadership role that inspires you.
Interesting.
Yeah. Could you not think of one?
No.
No.
That's hard.
It's a tough one. Yeah. I was thinking specifically of Sabriel, but in the sequel to Sabriel, Lyriel. So Sabriel is like the Abhorsen, which is like a necromancer, like the head necromancer, basically. Mm-hmm. She's in this leadership role of being in charge of a lot of really dark magical shit, and a lot of people call on her and ask her for help. And she's always traveling, and at the same time being an amazing wife and an amazing mother, and I love her so much. And I would say she's like, and in Sabriel, she's not quite in her leadership role yet. It's her finding the leadership role, but then in the sequel takes place 20 years later or something like that. And she's kind of, found her place in the world, and delightful. Delightful. I dropped it.
The only thing that came to mind when I thought of this was 100,000 Kingdoms.
I was thinking about
really?
that. Yeah.
Because there's like a sort of monarchy thing going on, and some very good characters and some very not good characters.
Oh, what a great fucking book.
I need to reread it.
Oh, it's so
I never
good.
continued with it.
Me either.
But I have the
But they
next
are
one.
like, I don't feel like they're,
It's not like a
it's like a
continuation.
companion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. But I have it already, so I should.
Why not? Right?
We do need to read more books we own.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someday.
For now, we'll just keep buying new ones.
I mean, for today. Yeah.
The last is to rec 3 books that fill you with hope.
That fill me with hope.
I feel like we don't each have to do 3.
Oh yeah, we could just list some books.
The first one that came to mind immediately was Becoming by Michelle Obama. She kind of left it on a hopeful note because it's like the whole book was so wonderful, and then it kind of ends a little bit with the 2016 election, which is like devastating, especially after hearing like all of the hard work she had done. But she kind of ends it as in a hopeful way, which I think was very difficult to do.
That takes
but she
some
pulled it off.
finesse.
Yeah.
What comes to my mind is a lot of nonfiction.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when I read stuff, even if it's about something very negative, like we were talking about books like Just Mercy,
Yes.
it's about something awful, right?
Yeah.
It's about some shit that's going on, but it's leaving you feeling like now you know.
Yeah. And
there's something you can do.
Yeah, and you're seeing like what's being done about it. But,
Yes.
Yeah, with Just Mercy, that's another really good example by Brian Stevenson. He's talking about awful things, but he's someone who's working so hard to change it, and he's also talking about people who are volunteering their time doing the same thing.
Nonfiction makes me feel like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Books, documentaries, anything like that. Stuff about the awfulness in the world. Because, let's just be clear, there's a lot of shit right now. There's like, our climate is bullshit, the environment's going down, democracy is not great, the political system is not great, there are things that are not good, other political systems in the world are happening, wars are like just building, like there's shit everywhere, and it's so much you're like, I don't even want to know because
and then you
it
feel
makes me
guilty.
feel awful, but I just want to ostrich my head in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
But learning about it in the right context, which a lot of books and movies do really well right now, is saying, here's something specific that's going on in the world. Here's what's being done, and here's how you can move forward. And it leaves me with the feeling learning makes you feel better. I guess my hopeful feeling is you don't have to remain ignorant to remain sane. Sometimes learning and getting your head out of the sand actually helps you feel better.
Yes. I was trying to think of a nonfiction one, and a nonfiction one I thought of was We Are the Ants by Sean David Hutchinson, which it's a very dark book about a kid who believes he's being abducted by aliens pretty regularly, and one day they tell him that the world's going to end in 100 and something days, and he can stop it if he pushes this button. So the rest of the book is him deciding, should I push that button and save the world, or should I let it just explode and we all die? And it's very dark for that reason, because he's going through a lot of shit. His boyfriend committed suicide a year ago. It's very upsetting, but it does end on such a hopeful note, and I found it very relatable, being in this dark place of fuck it, let it all burn, whatever, and then him discovering well, hang on, pump the brakes. There might be some stuff worth saving. So I would say that as an example of fiction. But yeah, a lot of nonfiction I would say is very hopeful.
My new thing that I'm trying to get into is, because I read a lot about space and I like learning about space exploration and stuff, but I've had this kind of feeling for a while that as much as people are you need to learn about space, that's where we're going to expand. My personal feeling is that we need to learn about the ocean. And
oh my god, yes!
And that's how we're going to save things, and that's how we're going to expand, is through the ocean. So my new thing is learning about the ocean.
Oh, I'm so down. We've explored this much of the ocean. I love it. I love deep sea shit. Freaks me out. Okay, I think that's it. Are you feeling hopeful? Tell me what makes you feel hopeful so I can feel hopeful.
Why is it
too.
that like the sad stuff makes us feel hopeful?
Right? Maybe because it just like you connect to the sadness and then it pulls you out and you're like, but wait, and you're
Hold
like,
up.
oh, okay, yeah,
Stop.
yeah,
Go back.
yeah.
It's
Go
alright.
back.
Learn.
Oh god, we've had too much wine.